The gameplay of FC25 is changing every week, and when it comes to attacking, you must be creative on the attack and you must have a lot of tricks that you can do. But the real question, how can you do that? Ladies and gentlemen, trust me when I say there's some really easy tips and tricks that is so effective in game and will make you unstoppable when it comes to attacking in this game after the patch. So in this video, let me give you some tips on how to attack in FC25 from dribbling to passing and finishing. This is going to be different tips and tricks on how to attack in FC25 after the patch. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. If you wanna build your dream team and play with your favorite players in FC25, don't worry about the coins anymore, check out lootbar.gg. Lootbar is the cheapest and the safest platform on the market. They are 10% cheaper than all other platforms, and another 8% off to use my promotional code and another 5% extra coins. Buying 1 million coins in-game will cost you 10 times more than Lootbar. Many huge content creators are using Lootbar, and not only them, many users stick with Lootbar as well. Fast delivery within 30 minutes. Don't forget to use my code Y5K for extra 8% off. Looking for coins? There is not a better platform other than Lootbar. And now let's jump straight into the video and start things up with the dribbling. Now it seems like everyone is struggling with dribbling at this stage of FC25. Now I have got a dribbling video coming very soon on how to dribble after the patch in FC25 and what's the best dribbling techniques that you can use in FC25. But for now, for this video, let me give you one of the best, if not the best, dribbling mechanics that you can use, and that's gonna be the controlled sprint, aka the R1 dribbling. Now I think it's fair to say that everyone knows the controlled sprint, everyone knows how to perform it, but if you don't know, the controlled sprint is performed by holding the R1 button on PlayStation or the RB button on Xbox, and then while you're moving your player is gonna control sprint. What I mean about that is you're not gonna see him running and you're not gonna see him walking. It's in between that. He's gonna keep the ball really close to him, and it's absolutely perfect for players who has got the technical play style or of course the technical play style plus. Now since everyone know it, I'm not here to talk on how to do it. I am here to show you how to do it and when to do it in game. Not only that, also how it can be so effective for you in game when it comes to attacking. So to start things up, let me start by saying there's 3 different ways to use the control sprint. Let's start things up with the first one, and that's gonna be to hold up the play and to wait for players to get in behind. Now of course I'm gonna show you some gameplay, so keep your eyes on the gameplay while I'm speaking so you can understand what I'm talking about in game. Now like I said, you can use the control sprint to hold up the play and to wait for players to get in behind, then pass it to them, and there is not many better dribbling techniques that you can use to hold up the play. The control sprint is absolutely fantastic to hold up the play because your player is gonna keep the ball really close to him. No defender can take it off him easily. Now when you are dribbling in game, to hold up the play, always dribble where there is no defenders. When you see a defender coming towards you player, change directions. While holding the R1 or the RB, basically using the control sprint, you can hold up the play with the dribbling. You can keep the ball as long as you want with your player if you know how to control sprint, and just keep dribbling around holding up the play until one of your players get in behind. That time you can pass it to him. Another way that you can use the control sprint, and that is to dribble past defender and cut inside the box and then finish, and it's possible with the control sprint, but to do that I recommend you to use a player who has got the technical play style or the technical play style plus. Now when it comes in game, how can you do that? How can you dribble past 3 or 4 defenders and then finish? First thing first, to do that you have to be unexpected with your dribbling. You should be a step ahead of your opponent. You should know where the defenders are going. You should know how your opponent will react so you can go the other way. Basically to do that you should be quick on reactions. You should react quick when your opponent is defending against you. So when it comes in game, while you are control sprint, keep moving to the right or to the left with your player. If you are trying to cut inside the box, move straight with your player and then move him slightly to the right, and then again move him slightly to the left, and then again move him slightly to the right. Basically you have to be unpredictable when it comes to control sprint. If you want to dribble past 3 or 4 defenders and then finish, it's possible. As you can see from the clips that I'm showing you, you can do that with the control sprint. It's absolutely fantastic, and in my opinion it's one of the best, if not the best, dribbling techniques that you can use. So when it comes to dribbling in game, in my opinion, if you want wanna hold up the player with the dribbling, make sure to use the control sprint, because the player is gonna keep the ball really close to him and it's hard, it's not easy to get the ball of him. And of course, if you use a player who has got great agility and balance stats, that would be better. If you use a player who has got the technical play style, or of course the play style plus, that would be better. But the most important thing is you have to be quick on reactions, you have to be unpredictable when it comes to dribbling in this game. And when you master the control sprint, dribbling is gonna be so easy for you in FC 25. Now let's move on into another topic, and that's gonna be about passing. I have already mentioned this on the start of FC 25, and I'm gonna say it again because I'm literally using it in every single match, and it's so good when it comes to crossing and passing the ball. And that's gonna be, ladies and gentlemen, use the driven ground cross when it comes to crossing and when you wanna pass the ball to a player who is inside the box. Now let's start things up on how to perform the driven ground cross, and that's gonna be by holding the R1 and the L1 on PlayStation and then double tap the square button. Double tap the cross button. If you are on Xbox, hold on the RB and the LB and then cross the ball twice. The first one is gonna be the amount of power that you wanna put on the cross, and the second one, just press it quick. With that, your player is gonna perform a ground cross with a curve on it to the player who is inside the box. If you put a lot of power on the cross, it's gonna go for the player who's on the far post. If you put little power on the cross, it's gonna go to the closest player or the player who is in the middle. Now ladies and gentlemen, I have already mentioned this on the start of FC 25 and I'm still using it in every single match. Let me show you when to use it in game. First thing first, you wanna use it when your player is on the wing. When you have got a player on the wing and another player who's inside the box or just cutting inside the box. That time, hold on the R1 and the L1 and double tap the square button. You're gonna see your player delivering the ball on the ground with a curve on the cross, and sometimes it can be unstoppable. No defender can intercept the ball, and it has been absolutely amazing for me, and basically everyone is talking about it right now. It's absolutely fantastic for cutbacks, and it's better than going for a normal pass or a normal cross. The reason for that is a normal pass or a normal through pass can easily be intercepted. Not only that, also sometimes your player is gonna perform a really bad cross or a really bad pass, but with that driven ground cross, my players are pulling it off every single time. Whoever I'm using, you don't have to be using a player who has got the whipped cross play style. You don't have to be using a player who has got absolutely fantastic crossing stats. It actually works with every single player. So when it comes to cutbacks, when you wanna pass the ball from the winger to the striker who's already inside the box, there's not many crosses and passes that you can perform better than the driven ground cross. It's literally broken in game, and you have to be using it for cutbacks and to deliver the ball to the striker. Now let's move on into another topic, and that's gonna be about finishing. And I think everyone is gonna agree with me when I say chip shots are so effective and so good in FC 25. Now if you haven't noticed yet, everyone is using chip shots in foot champions as well as high divisions. Everyone is finishing using chip shots, and to be honest, chip shots can be the best way to finish in some certain situations. For example, when you see the goalkeeper coming out, that time of course go for a chip shot. And if somehow you don't know how to go for a chip shot, all you have to do, hold on the L1 button on PlayStation or the LB button on Xbox and then shoot. With that, of course, your player is gonna perform a chip shot. The reason why it's so good in game, that's because everyone is coming out with the goalkeeper. Everyone is rushing the goalkeeper out. So when you go for a normal shot, the goalkeeper can save it easily because he is already out. So a lot of times chip shots can be so effective. But like I said, the best situation to use it is when you see the goalkeeper coming out. That time 100% go for a chip shot. Sometimes it can be better than the normal finish. And of course, if you use a player who has got the chip shot play style, or of course play style plus, that would be absolutely fantastic. And sometimes you're gonna see the goalkeeper just standing there and being a completely idiot when the striker perform a chip shot, and that's what makes it kind of broken in my opinion. And to be fair, it's so good in FC 25, and you can literally finish with a chip shot every time you want to. Now let's move on into another topic, and this is really important when it comes to attacking and getting in behind the defenders. Basically in FC 25, you have to trigger your players to get in behind. Your players won't get in behind by themselves. You have to be the one to trigger your players to get in behind. Now if you don't know, if somehow you don't know, all you have to do, press the L1 button on PlayStation or the LB button on Xbox, aiming at the player that you want to get in behind, and you're gonna see him trying to get in behind. Another way to do it is when you wanna pass the ball, hold on the L1 button or the LB button and then pass the ball. After you player pass the ball, you're gonna see him trying to get in behind. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to be the one to make your players get in behind. In FC 25, sadly, your players won't get in behind behind unless you trigger them. So let me give you one of the best ways that you can make your players get in behind and how to get in behind and break the defense line in FC25. First thing first, like I said, your players won't get in behind by themselves. So before you pass the ball, if the ball with a player who has got good pace, if the ball with your winger or the striker, a player who has got absolutely great pace, always hold on the L1 button and then pass the ball. So when you are attacking, before you pass the ball, hold on the L1 button and then pass the ball, and then you can pass the ball around and wait for the player to get in behind. Now, after your player is trying to get in behind, what you have to do, how can you pass it to him? There's two different ways that is absolutely broken in FC25 to pass it to the player who is in behind or trying to get in behind. The first one is gonna be using the ping pass or the driven pass. Basically, hold on the R1 button on PlayStation or the RB button on Xbox and then pass it to him. With that, the pass gonna have a lot of power. No one can intercept the ball, and by far this have been the best way to pass a ball in FC25. Hold on the R1 RB button and then pass the ball. When you see a player trying to get in behind, when he is just about to break the defense line, that time you can hold on the R1 RB button and then pass it to him. Another way to pass it to the player who is trying to get in behind, and that's gonna be using the through pass, lob through pass. Basically, all you have to do, hold on the L1 button on PlayStation and then perform a through pass, the triangle button. Or if you are on Xbox, hold on the LB button and then press the Y button. With that, your player is gonna perform a lob through pass. You wanna use that when your player is just about to break the defense line. When you see your player has got some space in front of him, that time you should use the lob through pass, not the driven pass. When you see a player who has got absolutely great pace trying to get in behind, when you see he has got some space in front of him, that time you can go for a lob through pass. And ladies and gentlemen, the lob through pass have been broken since the start of FC25. With the kickoff glitch, with everything, the lob through pass is absolutely fantastic to perform. Sometimes you have to spam it, you have to go for a lob through pass every time you see a player trying to get in behind, and to be fair, it will actually work in game. The lob through pass is absolutely fantastic in FC25. So to get in behind in FC25, hold on the L1 LB button and then pass the ball. And ladies and gentlemen, you wanna spam it. That's the only way to make your player get in behind and to see that motion on the attack, to see players trying to get in behind. So before you pass the ball, hold on the L1 button, then wait. You can hold up the play, start passing around, wait for your player to break the defense line, or he is just about to break the defense line. That time you can go for a lob through pass or a driven pass, which is, in my opinion, the best ways to pass a ball in FC25. The driven pass holding the R1 button, or the lob through pass holding the L1 button and then going for a through pass. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, these were my best tips on how to attack in FC25. How to get in behind, how to finish when you see a goalkeeper coming towards you using the chip shot, which have been absolutely fantastic. Not only that, also about dribbling, use the control sprint. It's absolutely fantastic. When you master it, you're gonna love it and you're gonna see how easy dribbling is in FC25. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Don't forget to use my code for 8% off.